When you hear that one of the greatest legendary singers of all time is coming to your country, you get very excited, especially if you're a fan of this particular featured artist today, which is, of course, the phenomenal and wonderful Celine Dion. She's going to be covering Elvis's Can't Help Falling in Love with You. Now, I know a lot of people say, wow, that's similar to her Courage Deluxe album song, which I think is track number 3, Falling in Love with You. Now, Falling in Love with You was a very poignant song that she wrote in remembrance of Renee, and also that she's moved on and that she has overcome those awful difficulties of grief that ate away at her. Contrary to popular belief that she had anorexia, she was eaten away with grief. And Ryan Reynolds saw that and aided her recovery in offering her friendship. And the two of them did Deadpool 2, and he encouraged her to do this. Deadpool 2, which is the theme music that she did for that particular film. And it's a wonderful, wonderful song. Check it out in my playlist. And also, there's a bit of comedy at the end with Celine. We see a different side to her in it, and I like that, and I react to that. But I've got to say, let's distinguish now between this particular song, Elvis cover, Can't Help Falling in Love with You, and Falling in Love with You, which is from her album. And as I said, it's a very poignant song. The other one, overcoming a loss like Renee must have been extraordinarily difficult. We all suffer loss in our lives, and our prayers and thoughts were with Celine. And those photographs haunted me for a while, but I said, no, there has to be something else. And when I heard it was grief, I said, good God, she's suffering with so many people. Because even to this day, 20 years on, I still absolutely cannot talk about my mother without filling up with tears and being so emotional. People say, but you need to move on. I don't think when your love is so great for a particular person, sibling, partner, whatever, that you can truly move on, but you do your best. But in Celine's case, when she writes a song about it and she puts it on a track on her Courage album, I knew, excuse me, dry throat today, I knew that Celine had moved on emotionally. She knew she had to. Instead of being grief stricken, she's now love stricken, which is a great alternative that we want her to see. And when I had saw that she's coming to Dublin, when I had seen that she's coming to Dublin to perform, I thought, wow, she's back. And it's wonderful news for every fan of this wonderful, wonderful artist. And as I said, Falling in Love Again is a song by herself about moving on and finding love after the tragic loss of Renee. It took many years, but I understand that. I have empathy with that. I truly haven't moved on from my mother's death. I don't think I ever will. I really don't. I have a wonderful partner. I have lots of love, lots of travel in my life, different things going on, this wonderful channel. But still, I choke when I think of the loss of my mother at such a young age. For me, far too young. And like Celine with Rennie, you learn how to move on. You just learn. You never forget. Of course, memories stay with you for life. You never allow it to destroy your life, as Celine has proven, but you do learn to take baby steps and work your way up. You just do. It's incredible how all of us do that. So, Falling in Love Again from that exceptional album, Courage Deluxe Edition, please check that out. Is that Falling in Love Again was a very moving song. And I thought, okay, she's wrote the song. Now where is the sign? And the sign is she's coming to Dublin to do a concert for all her fans. Isn't that wonderful for all of us this side of the water? And if you are a big fan of hers, all I can say is you're going to enjoy the concert, aren't we? So let's get back to this. She does this wonderful cover. I have got the lyrics, and I don't think too many people have really covered Elvis's lyrics and analyze them. So I'm just going to float through them. I'm not going to relate it to Celine. I'm going to relate it just to life and people in general. I think that's a better way of doing the lyrics of the song and reacting to it. But let's now react to the comeback queen that is the queen of every bit of your soul, that is Celine Dion.
Tonight, I would like to pay tribute to the greatest entertainer of all time, Mr. Elvis Presley. Elvis was Las Vegas. And if it wasn't for him, so many performers like myself would probably never have had the chance to do what we do in this town. He really was the king. Wise man say, only fools rush in, for I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin? For I can't help falling in love with you. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Someday I'm meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too. No, I can't falling in love with you. No, I can't falling in love with you. No, I can't falling in love with you. Thank you. Good night.
That is definitely the best version of that song. Absolutely phenomenal, taken from the Caesar Palace show. No one can compare. Not a pin drop heard. And I think Priscilla, years ago, somebody was in the audience at the beginning. I'll have to go back to the beginning because it's the first time I've actually seen that in its entirety. And I knew it was the best version because so many people said, if you do any kind of take from Caesar's Palace, it's going to be wonderfully edited, a wonderful version, and everybody will enjoy the video. You can't but not enjoy that video. I have heard many versions of this song in the last couple of months, and I'm glad I picked this one, and I'm glad I'm sticking by that this is simply the best version of that cover song. Elvis looked down and went, "That's my girl." But in the audience, it said, I don't know who was in it. It was a blonde woman, but was it Elvis's wife and his daughter when she was very young, or was it his daughter and his granddaughter? I don't know. I'll have to check. Let's get back onto the lyrics very quickly. I don't want to make this video too long because it's a very short song. But welcome back to Celine. Absolutely welcome back. And you sung a song that we all know, we all love. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I say, would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? I suppose people could say that about Celine's new love. I said I wouldn't refer it to her, but let's do that. And because she has it, but it isn't a sin, it's wonderful. Ching ching. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Hey, I think this song was written for you these days, Celine. I really do. So, because the river is flowing, and surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. They are. They're meant to be that you got over your grief. Not fully, but you got over it. That it doesn't eat away at you anymore. It's wonderful that the river's flowing again, that you're out there doing a world tour, coming back to Dublin to your fans. And some things are meant to be you at the top of your game, singing and doing what I feel at this stage, Celine. People say you're worth over 600 million. Does it really matter when a woman is worth X amount, or Mariah Carey is worth 600 million, 500 million? Does it matter when you consider all the years of entertainment they've given? Take my hand, take my whole life too, if I can't help falling in love with you. I would say I'm going to dedicate that little verse to Ryan Reynolds and his friendship with you, Celine, when he took your hand, he took your whole life in his hands. He was in love with you, and he said, fall in love with yourself again. Come on, do it, and you did. And then it says, like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes, some things are meant to be. It's meant to be that you're back on the full cycle. It really is, because we love you. We can't wait for the show in Dublin. Fan moment. And then it says, take my hand, take my whole life too, if I can't help falling in love with you, blah, blah. Elvis, you wrote a simple song, but it touches millions of people. There's a resurgence of so many artists covering this at the moment. But you can't help falling in love with Celine Dion, who has epically proved that she is the queen. She's back on the scene, and she is doing her thing, which is meant to be. I don't know if that rhymes, but it's the nearest wrapping up that I can do lyrically for a wonderful artist that has just blown us away and will continue to. Do go to her main website. The link is below, and her official website, and in the description, and do check out her music. Fall in love with her again. Fall in love with the music. Go and see her concert. After a pandemic situation, we all need that uplifting, and that's what